performance of real fight and character from Katherine Brunt and Nat Sciver.
Nat, Katherine, thank you so much for talking to us. I want to start by talking about the 100. It is finally happening. You're both playing for Trent Rockets. How much are you looking forward to finally getting the inaugural competition underway after the delay of last year?
I think it would have been a great competition, which it still is going to be this year. So hopefully that's something we can all look forward to and the English public can look forward to for the summer.
Now, you're captaining Trent Rockets. What does that mean to you, and how much of a privilege and responsibility is it? I can already see Catherine's half smiling at it.
She's laughing at me. I'm not really sure why.
So I'm just going to tell her what to do, that's why.
It is really exciting to be responsible for a team. I was captain in the Kia Super League, so yeah, I'm hoping to replicate some of the success I had there and start off a new competition with a new team and have a good group of girls together and have a good time, I think.
Katherine, you obviously laughed at her a little bit, but how will you approach the dynamic as Nat being your captain? Is that something that you think will work for you as a couple?
I think because me and Nat, obviously we train together nearly every day, so Nat knows me inside out and she knows my game and what I generally like to do when I bowl in certain spells. So I feel like I probably won't even have to ask. I think Nat will just know with regards to me, which will probably make her life easier. If not, I'm sure I can just boss her around and tell her I don't want she wants and I'll have it instead.
I feel like you might have a power struggle on your hands already there, Nat. The 100 is, of course, a brand new format. Have you thought about how you'll approach it tactically?
Obviously, before the first year was supposed to happen, we had a practice game and had a little go at the tactics then. But that seems like a long time ago. But it will be interesting to see how those sorts of things work out, and I guess the best way that teams go about it. So I think that's an exciting new dynamic that we'll have in the competition.
Alongside yourselves, there are some big names playing in the whole competition. Trent Rockets have announced some huge signings. The sort of star power element of the 100. How important is that, Katherine, for the 100 and for attracting new fans to cricket?
It's essential, in my opinion. It's one of the things that makes it so appealing, because people from England will enjoy watching English people play within the competition, but to gain attraction around the world, we need to include players from around the world. So being able to dip in and take the best players makes the competition for what it is, which is one of the best domestic competitions there are to be played in. And it makes the cricket standard itself really great for us in terms of a lead up to international series and World Cups and so on.
Now, what will the likes of Elise Villani, Sarah Glenn, Sophie Molyneux bring to Trent Rockets?
Well, I'm hoping a bit of experience. Elise and Sophie have been part of the Big Bash and Australian sides in the last few years, and just that bit of excitement, I think. And obviously Glenn, who's had an amazing first year of her career. We're pretty lucky to sign her, I think. Yeah, it's brilliant to have those girls over and be being part of the competition for even the younger girls who might not have as much experience, just to see those top international players in your group or playing against them will be an inspiration and hopefully motivation for them to get to the highest level.
The 100 is kicking things off with a women's game between the Manchester Originals and the Oval Invincibles. How significant is that for women's cricket, that a women's game is starting the whole competition?
Well, it's huge, isn't it? Probably not something we expected, to be honest. So we feel very privileged to have that limelight. And with women's cricket, it's we'll take everything we can get, and that's brilliant. So hopefully that makes for a great game, which I'm sure it will. They've got excellent sides, and start the competition off with a bang and get people really excited for the rest of it.
It's a hugely significant tournament, isn't it, in terms of how men and women's sport and men and women's cricket are being treated, because teams operating under the same name, same basis, same format, equal prize money, all games are live on Sky Sports. That in itself, it is huge for women's cricket, isn't it? And how great is it, Nat, to see cricket sort of paving the way in terms of equality in sport?
Just having you say all those things is, I guess, just a little reminder how good a competition it is going to be,
And how far we've come.
And how far we've come, yeah. But having this competition to run this year and be part of something new and exciting with a men's team alongside you, and hopefully we'll, I guess, create a culture at the Rockets that it's just one team, whether you're in the men's side or the women's side. And that, I think, is really important for the players to have that, I guess, team around them, but also for the public to see that we're all one team.
Yeah, sport is sport, regardless of who's playing, isn't it? In terms of yourselves, living together, playing together, sometimes against each other, I imagine it can maybe sometimes get a little bit tense. And in a global pandemic, you've both been in COVID-secure bio bubbles, went on tour as well. How have you coped as a couple over the last year? Because it's tested a lot of us in our, in all of our relationships.
I'm not coping, to be honest. I need a break from this. It's just getting a bit too much. No, seriously. It's been a testament to our relationship, actually. And it's only enhanced the fact that we're actually meant to be together, because I'm rather annoying and impatient and easily frustrated, and bring all my cricket worries and annoyances back to the room and just throw them on Natalie. And luckily, she's just like the most patient, most tolerable person I've ever met. So well done, me. And really sorry, Natalie.
We all do have something in common as well. I'm obviously not a world-class cricketer, but like you two, I've had a COVID cancelled wedding. It is stressful. Add into the mix, though, that you guys are meant to get married in September, I believe. But you've also got the global cricket calendar to contend with before you bring in a global pandemic. How has it been for you with all the moving around and schedule? Because I know a lot of your teammates are really important to you. And I think Amy Jones is your maid of honour, isn't she, Katherine? So you've got so many things to contend with. Have you found a day that you can possibly get married?
It's the hardest thing, that, because when you try and have a word with the manager and you're like, right, so I know you'll let me and Nat go and have some time off just to do that, but can you please let Amy with us?
And whilst you're at it, a few more.
Yeah, a few others. So if you wouldn't mind just letting us take the opening bowler, the top 5 and the keeper, is that all right? And obviously the answer is absolutely not. So
I think the next step is to make the team manager our wedding planner.
There are some brilliant videos that are online of your should have been wedding day, with your teammates throwing you a fake wedding. There was a cake, you had your veils. Did you make the most of the day anyway? It looks like your team are really supportive of you as a couple.
I was actually really mortified those pictures made to national press, but we had a fair few comments saying, "Oh, well done, congratulations on the day." And I thought, do you really think I'd get married in my training kit with a veil over my cap and a sash around my waist? But really nice people. But they have. Oh. It was actually really brilliant and actually quite emotional, because we were very sad. It was a sad day, and people. It's so fun. Like Danny White was really cute. She was like, "Oh, happy would have been wedding day," and she was just like really happy about it. And I was like, "No, Dan, I'm actually really sad." But then they made it a lot better. Like they did a fun little, what do you call it, treasure hunt, if you like, yeah. And a nice bottle of pink champagne. Like they should not get married every day.
Do you know, on my should have been wedding day, this room looked like a florist and champagne shop. I was like, maybe I should cancel weddings again to get all the gifts. Your teammates are obviously really supportive of you as a couple. How important has that been to you both? And how was it telling them about your relationship? Because, you know, dynamics are everything within a team. So I imagine there could have been some concerns maybe initially.
Obviously, I can't speak for any other team except for the one I've been in for nearly 18 years, but I've never ever been made to feel like or that I didn't belong or that who I am isn't okay. And I think that's been really special about this group of girls and this environment, is that everyone's very supportive and just happy for everyone no matter what. And that is one of the most important things to feel like in life, is to feel like you can be yourself and be included and be loved and special. And, you know, that's how I've felt my whole career. So I've never once felt like I couldn't be open and honest about who I am and who I'm with. And it's never had an effect on me because I've never ever wanted it to be that way. I would never let it happen like that. And fortunately, there's me and I have a really strong relationship, and we always put the team first, and that's how it should be. And yeah, we're really lucky, and it's really great.
Looking at how sport is coming back and how women's sport is coming back in particular, with the 100 starting with the women's game and having that equal prize money, we're seeing other women's sports having all their games covered and getting that more attention as they come back. Despite everything that's happened over the last 12 months, are you optimistic about where women's sport is going and how it's bouncing back from COVID?
I guess from what happened with everything being cancelled and how I guess other sports had been handled and even cricket had been handled, I guess you get then the flip side of that when the sports do come back, you have a lot more people who are interested in what's happening, are interested in the games, and we're pretty lucky to get a series on with a couple of countries pulled out of a tour, and then the West Indies luckily stepped up last minute and made the trip over, and I'm really glad to be able to work towards something that summer and have something to look forward to, really.
This summer then, we're all looking forward to the 100 starting. What are you both looking forward to most about this summer and the 100 competition in particular?
I think for me, it's just being a part of it. I'm not going to be a part of much for much longer, so I did wonder whether I would be a part of one of these with it going on so long. So, just really happy to be a part of the start of this next phase of, I guess, cricket and sport and the way it's going, and but also how it unfolds and what it looks like. Yeah, it's just like going through the motions and seeing how it all turns out is something I'm really looking forward to.
I guess starting with a new team and getting to know everyone in that side, and hopefully creating some special memories over the summer with everyone.
Katherine, I've got to ask, based on what you just said, you have had an incredibly impressive cricketing career and with England. Are you starting to think about when you might call it a day?
I've probably been doing that since my second surgery about 7 years ago, but it's never too far from my mind. It's always something I think about mainly because I found finally, which I think is really important in all athletes, and I always encourage all my teammates and friends to do, which is secure your life after cricket and find your identity away from here, because it is one of the most difficult things you'll ever do once you've been in this environment for so long. So finding a passion that I love as much as I've loved playing cricket for England is the best thing ever, and it kind of at the minute is pulling me away from the game, because I'm so keen to get stuck into that, but I'm still keen to be here and play for England. So it's never too far from my thoughts, and I'm always wondering when the best time is. And the more I do that, the more I realise that there is no good time. It's just because I think I'll always love it, and I'll always want to, help my mates out and be here and be in this environment. And why wouldn't I? So for as long as I'm able, and I'm doing it to a good enough standard where I'm not embarrassing myself, I probably will carry on. So I don't know. We'll see.
Well, keep enjoying it for as long as possible, because we are very much looking forward to seeing you both in action in the 100. And good luck for the wedding. When it finally happens, I'm sure it'll be one epic party.
Sky Sports Cricket. Feel it all.